this day and all the blessing you've given us. Thank you for the opportunity to meet as we do and do the business of your people. These things we ask in thy name. Amen. Please rise for pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council, I need a motion on the work session minutes for the May 2nd meeting.
Move to adopt.
Have a motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
7 with 1 abstention.
And a motion on the regular council minutes for the May 2nd.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
7 with 1 abstention.
Okay, very good. Mr. Mayor, you're up.
Well, thank you so much. Normally, we would bring the championship teams up to have the photo opportunity and the certificate presentation, but tonight I've asked, with their permission, we're going to go forward with another matter because some of the participants in that one have to be somewhere at 5:30, and we want to respect that. You know, we had Parks and Rec talk about the whole leisure services organizational emphasis last time. But for the last 3 years, and now including this year for our 4th year, we have a summer youth initiative that is more of a cooperative, coordinative effort by many of the organizations that are doing good things in the summertime that absolutely address our youth. And what we wanted to do is to talk a bit about that, and then also ask the police chief if he would come up and talk about some of the initiatives that has been taken by MPD over the last several weeks, if not month or two, as we get into the end of school. That always is a challenging time, and also into our summertime. So those two together, we want to make a presentation at this time to show you the magnitude of the youth initiative and some of the unique things that MPD, led by Chief Finley, is in fact doing. And Fred, I guess you're on board, Fred Thomas, who is really coordinating. Kay McCrary, she left today, I think, to go on a mission trip to South Africa, and Fred's standing in for her, or standing with her, as he talks about some of these initiatives, and he's got a nice PowerPoint presentation. And Chief Finley, I just put you on call.
Thank you, Mayor. City Council. Right. Today, I would like to take this opportunity to share with you the many windows of opportunity the citizens, the youth of Montgomery have. We offer creative and engaging year-round recreational programs, as well as specialized in-depth summer programs. These programs are provided at 18 community centers and 7 specialty facilities.
Would you say it again, please?
These programs, our recreation programs, are offered at 18 community centers and 7 specialty facilities. Our non-summer programs include after-school programs, sports activities, special events, cultural programs, and senior events. During the 2016 year, our non-summer yearly programs averaged over 4,000 participants a week, and we had over 6,500 participants in our special programs. In addition to the ongoing activities held at the community centers during the summer, we offer a multitude of innovative, specialized summer programming. One of our highlights is the Outdoor Adventure Program. This program evolved from a single-day event to a weekly series that serves over 1,000 kids a week. In the beginning, we rented equipment and hired outside professionals. Now we have the opportunity to have our own equipment as well as our own employees who have been certified and trained. Not only do we participate and have fun, but we teach them different skills which enable them to conclude with a trip down the Coosa River with the kayaks. And with our archery program, We received a grant last year that allowed us to go into the community centers and have an after-school program with that particular activity.
Slow down, Mike.
I got it. We try to remain on the cutting edge of our new and exciting activities so we can expose the youth to new things. The picture on the left is a group of playing bubble soccer and also known as knockerball. All activities are co-ed and maximum participation is encouraged. We also have a swimming program that utilizes our local pools. Apart from our outdoor adventure program, another incredible successful program is Equine Adventures. The program started with Therapeutic Recreation Center as a therapeutic riding program and later evolved into a citywide program taking the horses to the different community centers for youth to ride. In addition to riding, the kids learned basic horsemanship skills, and now we have a competitive team that participates throughout the Southeast. One of our greatest partnerships we have is with the E.D. Nixon Foundation. This partnership allows us to participate and have the Summer Olympic-style games to teach over 1,000 kids that are involved. These events are modified where all ages have a fun experience and is held at the Crampton Bowl and the Multiplex. New on the horizon for 2017, we will be putting in a 9-hole foot golf course at Gateway Park and at Oak Park. We also will be adding another full-size pool near Gunner and reopening the Old Thames Boys and Girls Club as the new Regency Park Community Center.
Thank you very much.
All right. This past summer, we, the Parks and Recreation Department, and our youth initiative partners had over 21,000 youth involved in the program, and we served over 275,000 meals. At this time, we would like a few of our partners to come and speak briefly about the programs they have to offer for the youth as well. First up, YMCA of the Greater Montgomery, Mr. Gary Cobbs.
Before Gary comes, I just want to make sure that you appreciate the fact that everything that you're seeing up there, we're not doing as a city. We are partnering and coordinating all of these activities for all of these youth opportunities that go around the city. You heard today we have lots of people coming with youth activities. Well, what we've done is partnered with those, and Gary Cobb at the YMCA has been a great partner with us. Gary?
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, City Council, for allowing me to be here tonight. The Mayor mentioned it's around partnership, and that's what it's about. No one entity can do this work alone. We need to work together to accomplish our goals. There are several things we're doing around the Montgomery area this summer. As many of you may know, many of our facilities offer camps and sporting programs that children ages 5 to 12 will participate in. But we also are offering some specialized programs this summer. In particular, we're doing our Achievers program out of the Southeast YMCA, which we're targeting ages 14 through 16. It's a program that's helping kids understand the power of higher education. We're focusing on character development, resume writing, and so forth, and also taking college tours in the summertime. And so we're proud of the Achievers program that we have. We're running about 4 different sessions with that program. Also, at the Kershaw YMCA and Cleveland Avenue YMCA, we're running some summer enrichment programs through those YMCAs. We're running the Summer Learning Loss program as well, focusing on about 115 kids, focusing on math and reading skills in the summertime so those kids don't fall in the achievement gap. Out of our Bell Road YMCA, we're running our Friday night basketball, which is kids somewhere around ages 12 to 17. They can come in from 9 p.m. to midnight on Friday nights and play basketball. So we have a good number of kids coming out and participating in that as well. We have, again, several camps around. We have Camp Chandler and Camp Grandview, and a lot of our kids from the area will travel out to those camps to have a real camp experience where they create friendships for a lifetime, and those are special times for those kids. And one of the things I really wanted to focus on today is our brown bag bus, and you may have seen it around town. If you look at the picture on the far right there, we're growing in several communities where we're providing meals in our community. Last year we provided about 500,000 meals to our community, but those were the kids that were able to come to our sites, and we have about 19 locations around the greater Montgomery and River Region area. But now we wanted to do something different. We wanted to take the meals to the kids that could not get to our facilities. And the facilities that we're partnering with, we'll partner with YMCA facilities, we'll partner with Common Ground, a Boys and Girls Club, and helping provide meals for kids. But the brown bag bus will go into different communities this summer. We'll go into Lakeview Estates, we'll go to Heritage Point, Regency Park, Gibbs Village, and Smiley Court. And so we have a bus that, you don't see the picture of the bus, but the young fella is sitting on the bus right there, and those are the type of meals that the kids get. And as long as you're under age 18 and you can pretty much sign in, then you can get a meal, because we know kids in our community in the summertime are trying to find out where their next meal is coming from. And so we're happy that we can kind of give them something to eat instead of them going to the convenience store and maybe getting their hands on potato chips and a Snicker bar or something like that, but giving them something healthy to eat. And so we're proud that we're going in those communities this summer. We're already running our bus right now 4 days a week, but we're going to take it to another level this summer. So we're just thankful to be here and proud to be a partner in our community. So thank you.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it.
Now next we'll have Mr. Marvin Smith with the Boys and Girls Club. I'm sorry, Rick Jackson.
Rick Jackson.
Excuse me.
That's okay. They get us confused with Boys Ranches and every other community center. But yeah, with Boys and Girls Club, we have 4 units. We have the Wetumpka Boys and Girls Club, the Chisholm Boys and Girls Club, and the Westend Boys and Girls Club. And our newest one is out in Mount Meg at the DYS facility. A lot of people really kind of get us a little confused because we got a lot of parents calling us and saying, what you got for camp? What you got going on? Well, basically, we're open 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock every day, Monday through Friday, and we only charge $5 a year. In the summertime, we charge the same amount, $5 a year from 9 to 5, and we deal with academic success and education and career learning, career development, and healthy life skills. As Gary said, we are partnering with everybody. We partner with the YMCA where all our, let's say, it's about 1,300 members. Now that's like church. That's not every day, but about 600 kids come through our doors each and every day, and we provide lunch, and that's through the YMCA. Other things that we do, we partner with the county and the city. We do T-ball, we do flag football, we do band. We do a lot of different things in the summertime, but we're open from 9 to 5. We welcome any kid. We just want more kids to come to our clubs. Again, $5 a year, that's what you're gonna get with Boys and Girls Club. Just try to recruit and try to get as many kids to our club. And we have a lot of fun, that's the main thing.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it.
Now we will have Mr. Marvin Smith with the Boy Scouts.
All right, to the mayor, to the city council, appreciate you inviting me out tonight to talk a little bit about scouting and what we're doing in the community this summer. And I often say, those who know me, it takes a village to raise a child. And working together, we can always do something to impact the lives of our youth. There in scouting, we're really busy, but we're really busy during the summer. And we really try to make a strong impact. We have a lot of programs that happen during the summer. We have over 1,000 families and boys that are involved in scouting that do all type of activities. But not only do we limit it to scouting, we still have a couple of hundred of youth that experience our programs that are not actually scouts. We have a Cub camp that we operate, and we make sure we take about 200 to 300 Cub Scouts, and that's from 6 to about 9 years old. And from 6 to 9, they'll work on all type of life skills. They'll get a chance to learn about engineering, entrepreneurship, financial literacy. Also, we dive in a dose of character in that to make sure that they understand how to make ethical choices. And as you see, we also work with our fire stations because they definitely got to know how to be prepared. An emergency always happens when we least expect it. So we want our scouts to always, and our individuals that come through scouting, always be ready for that. Also, we do our Boy Scout program, which is for our youth 10 through 15, 16 years of age, and they do all the merit badges, all the high blocking and tackling. They are our next fathers, they are our next husbands, they are our next city councilmen, we hope. They do like to have high adventure activities. They go kayaking, they go canoeing, they do all type of team building and high adventure mountain bike riding. Even this summer, we've added an ATV course at our camp just to make sure. We see all the accidents that happen with ATVs, and we want to make sure that we provide our youth with an outlet to understand how to ride an ATV properly. So we want to make sure we impact them with that. Also, our next camp we operate is our Youth Leadership Initiative Law Enforcement Camp. And we started this about 3 years ago. We've worked with law enforcement officials, and Montgomery Police Department is one of our big partners with that. And what we do is we reach out to some of our inner city areas to make sure that our youth understand their rights. They understand how to interact with the law enforcement official, because we know one day that's going to happen. We never know when it's going to happen, but when it does happen, we want our youth to be prepared on what to do and how to act. And last but not least, we have another co-ed camp, and what we do there is we just have a lot of fun, and we concentrate on ethics, and we concentrate on morals and decision-making, responsibility, community awareness, how to give back, resume writing, and definitely working with their grades to make sure that they do go back to school in the fall prepared, because often during the summertime we know our kids do kind of slip back a little bit because of that recess, but we do have that camp to make sure they work strong on their homework and get them prepared for August. Thank you.
Now we will have Mr. James Williams with the Montgomery County Parks and Recreation.
Thank you, Mayor.
Formerly of
Formerly of the city.
Thank you, Councilman. Let me just start off by saying on behalf of the Montgomery County Commission and the Montgomery County Parks and Recreation, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to speak here today, and to thank you for this partnership that we have. A lot of you are probably not aware that the county has beautiful parks and facilities, but through partnership, we've been able to enhance our program. So again, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you, the city, the mayor, and also several of our partners. And I think we had the Boys Club that stole my line, which I was going to say that it does take a village. And this partnership is just a small component of that village. But again, I'd like to thank the city. Thank you, Fred, for what you do, and your Department of Leisure Service on opening up your facilities for our county youth, your swimming pools, Gateway Park, on your activities that you have to offer for our youth. Thank you, Gary, the YMCA, for opening up your pools for our county youth, along with your swimming program and swim lesson. Dylan with Montgomery Education Foundation, thank you for Reading on Wheels. We've been a long partner with the county. Reading on Wheels will reach out into the county and enhance our reading programs for our youth during the summer. So again, I'd just like to thank all of you, and let me give you a quick summary of what we have for the summer of 2017. We will kick off our program on June the 5th. We have 5 sites in North Montgomery County in the Flatwood community. We have Flatwood Community Center, Madison Park. We'll have a summer program at the Butler Community Center. In South Montgomery County, in the Pine Level community, we'll have a program at the Warrior Hill Baptist Church. Also in the Raymer community, we'll be down at the Dunbar Raymer School Gym. And in the Hope Hall community, we'll have a summer program off of 31 South at Mount Zion Baptist Church. So if any of you have family members or friends out in the community, please don't hesitate to give me a call or call the Montgomery County Commission, and I'll answer any of your questions. Thank you very much.
And now we will have Dylan Nettles with Montgomery Education Foundation, Brain Force.
All right. Good evening. My name is Dylan Nettles. I'm the Community Programs Director for the Montgomery Education Foundation, and on behalf of our entire team, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to be here to speak to you about this program, the Brain Force Summer Academy, and I'm going to reinforce a little bit of what you just heard from Mr. Williams about the Reading on Wheels program that we also host. The Brain Force Summer Academy program is a full-service 5-week summer academic enrichment program. I really like to emphasize the academic component because the students specifically focus in our program on math and reading standards for half of their day. There's a specific amount of academic time allotted each day. Our program is for rising 4th, rising 5th, and rising 6th grade Montgomery Public School students. We actually are able to provide this program now for what'll be the 5th summer by offering what I would consider, and I think many would, a unique and innovative model that relies on best practices, and that includes project-based learning, a novel study that requires every student in our program to actually successfully complete a grade level appropriate novel before the end of the program, and of course a myriad of tools that address social and emotional needs for every child in our program. If you stepped into a Brain Force classroom, you would see highly engaged students during the summertime with real Montgomery Public School teachers doing real learning. I also like to emphasize the teaching component because the professional development for our educators is key to this program. We actually believe that it is as critical as our students' experience. If we can actually provide ongoing professional development, which the teachers do participate in weekly in our program, and teach them and ensure that they have new strategies going back to their school year, we actually feel that that'll impact more than the 260 students that are enrolled in our program. Of course, I have to highlight that we're taking on 260 students every summer, or with this summer at least, we hope to even increase that in the future. I believe our wait list is currently at we have 200 students on the wait list, and it's been, the application's been out about 2 weeks. But we couldn't do this program at all without the assistance of the city, especially the city and county parks and recreation staff. They actually provide the off-campus trips, the recreational opportunities that I know that you've already heard a little bit about this evening. Our students participate in those every afternoon as well. So they're getting exposed to the kayaking, the fishing, the archery. All of those things are a part of their day. I have to point out that this is all with the goal of preventing the summer brain drain. We know that students, no matter where they're coming from, are losing 2 to 3 months in academic gains every summer, and our students simply cannot afford that. And so it is critical to us that we not only stop the brain drain, but in fact we've been able to show in the reports that I brought with me, and we'll be sure to distribute it to you, we've actually been able to provide 2 to 3 months in academic gains for every student in that program based on our pre and post testing. That's huge. It doesn't mean every student ends on grade level, but it does mean that they go back in the school year more prepared than they were at the end of the school year before. Before I wrap up, I do just want to emphasize as well with our Reading on Wheels program that is also hosted by the Montgomery Education Foundation in partnership with the County Parks and Recreation, City Parks and Recreation, and the Montgomery City County Public Library. That's a 7-week program that provides literacy opportunities with our 2 mobile libraries, as well as STEM. You'll also see in my packet here that they cover a myriad of STEM concepts from engineering to chemistry to math each week through that program. So they're getting that in addition to the literacy, and we'll be at 16 sites this summer with those 2 mobile libraries all over the city and county. Churches and YMCAs also will be included. So we're really excited. We're gearing up for the summer, as I know many of my friends behind me are, and we're looking forward to taking on the task of providing a really enriching summer experience for all of our kids this summer. Thank you.
Any other initiatives that are in the audience that perhaps didn't get a chance to speak? Time to be recognized. If you could stand, we'd like to recognize you. As you can imagine, there are a myriad of activities in the summertime, and we will reach somewhere in the 21 to 25,000 on the academic as well as the physical side of the equation. But try as we might in this coordinative fashion, there will be youth that we will not reach for a myriad of reasons. And that's where our police department and some other social agencies come in. Ernie Finley, as you know, hit the ground running 2.5 years ago in a community policing, and he has particularly looked into the youth side of the equation. I'd like for him to come now and talk a bit about some programs that he doesn't ballyhoo a lot about. As a matter of fact, Frankly, I've just come to hear about them in the last week or so, but it's things that you need to know about, that you need to understand how he and his staff and all of our police officers are going into areas that others will not go into. They don't know about them, or they're not comfortable doing that. So Ernie, if you would come and share a moment about what some of those programs are.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor and Council. Well, let me just start off with saying is that the mayor is absolutely correct. Our mission is to get out in these communities, different communities, each and every day. And so we really piggyback off of the presentation that was given here today through Parks and Recs, the Boys and Girls Clubs, YMCA. We piggyback off of that because I think our job is to make sure that we funnel those young men and women to those particular facilities. So we make it our effort to get out there and really talk about those programs. And also what we do is that we sponsor some of those little boys and girls to be a part of those programs, either the YMCA or the neighborhood athletics. So we really believe in that. As you see up there, conversation with the youth, that's something with MPS. We've been doing that over a year. We will continue to do that throughout the summer, and that's very positive. Again, we gauge our young population in elementary, middle, and high school. Explorers, I can't say enough about that. We have 6 explorers graduating this year, 3 going to the military, 3 going to a university or a college in the state. Very proud of that. In the junior police academy, we're talking about rides in 6th graders, 1 week of training. We're going to do 3 classes this year. And again, we are raising leaders, and part of that is to continue to be in their lives throughout their academic career. Again, we talk about engagement and what other partners to have is Operation Good Shepherd and that call of need to have them in our communities being positive. And that's what we want, positive mentors to volunteer. Neighborhood Watch program, each and every one of my officers and sergeants are assigned each and every day when we have a meeting to be there, but also not talk about crime, but also get to know the community and find out what services that we can provide for that community. And again, that's the park and walk, and we just recently did a park and walk in the Centennial Hill community, in which we identified about 3 or 4 kids that we want to put into our junior police academy. Again, this is how we reach out to the community. What's important there is bonds. Bonds is one of those resources that we have, just like what was earlier reported, that really get to those neighbors, those different alliances, those different communities, to find out the need and the want in those communities, and to really help us out and help the COP unit out, as well as the different sector precincts out as far as the need, the concerns, but also some attention to those neighborhoods. A lot of times we get from bonds in the council or impromptu as far as kickball activities or some type of engagement on a Saturday or a Sunday where they just want the presence of police, and we make it a point to be there and be that shining star so we can really engage them. Real Talk forums, I think, is outstanding. We get a lot of requests, and really, I don't think we turn down anybody on those requests. So each of the officers assigned to school enforcement, the cops unit, and my supervisors are prepared to handle a kind of a plethora of questions that come at us from our youth or young adults. Rally against violence, again, when we get those calls, the audience, again, is that young population that we have seen a kind of an increase of homicide. So that young population within the last couple years of that homicide from 14 to 24, that is a serious demographics. And when you see something like violence rally, domestic violence rally, or any type of violence rally, we make it a point with our domestic violence unit or any of our units to be a part of that, because we want to really educate the community on awareness and how to keep safe. A good initiative that we are working with Parks and Rec is the MPD boxing initiative. is run by Sergeant Mackey. As you know, he's a former professional boxer. And any given day, he have up to 15 young students from the age of 9 to about 16 years of age in his boxing facility at least 3 times a week. And I think that's outstanding. And again, we're partnering up with ASU. When you look at that, you think about cops and donuts. They're absolutely right. And so, and that's a conversation piece. So we challenge communities to invite us. We normally have a conversation with a cop every other month. We've been very consistent with that. So we have one coming up. I'm not sure of the location. It might be there. The Waffle House, yeah. So we got something coming up next week, the 24th, and we're there about 2 hours. Great conversation about community concerns, but anything that comes up, we are willing to have that conversation. Another engagement piece, a couple times a year we partner with the Kiwanis and we do the bike rodeos fun event. Again, anytime they call us about anything to really get engaged in the community, we talk about Fun Day, you know, you feed a copy, we'll be there, and we are part of that. The 100 Black Men of Montgomery is another organization, I wish they were here, that they call us probably about 2 or 3 times a year just to have some conversation with the youth. The last couple of events have been at ASU campus, and I think that we are partnering up with them at the Jeff Davis High School dealing with the athletic department. You know, when you think about the Church of Highlands, they're all over the place. They are really do a lot of outreach for the youth in the Regency Park community, Chisholm community, Smiley Court, as well as Centennial, which I just left. And again, great service, great interaction with them. Charles Lee, again, that's my dog, that's my hot dog, doing an outstanding job with the Chisholm community, but also we are part, whenever Charles called, as far as poetry slam or any engagement that he had with partnership with MPS schools, we are there with him in support because I think that's great. First Baptist Church, Greater Washington Park, at least once a month, our officers make it a point to fellowship with them, but also talk with the young kiddies there to really engage them, show them another aspect of life, and we always have that opportunity to talk about leadership and making the right choices. This recently, we talked about reaching out. We was invited to a couple of events at Second Chance, and so we made a commitment to be a part of some of their summer programs. I think it's very important with those individuals that, again, Second Chance, that need that positive push so they can continue to do something positive to get that GED and so they can be successful in life. And when we're talking about really getting out and engaged, this probably within the last 6 months, Bellingrath has been, Life Center has been really on my radar to really identify issues and concerns in that particular area. Bishop Crawford has been outstanding in inviting not only me and my staff to talk with his kids on several occasions, and I think that's going to lead to some great dialogue in that Ridgecrest community. I believe they have something coming up the 27th of May, and I think that again we talk about building bridges and really developing a relationship. I think we're on the right track, but it's something that we have to continue and not a one and done. Mr. Smith mentioned Boy Scouts of America, the camp. We participated last year. We're going to do more than what we did last year, is that we're going to have a couple of our staff assigned there for that week. They had a great time that one day that they attend last year, and we're really looking at develop some great relationships, not only with the students, but also be a part of that cadre of law enforcement officers and the cadre from Boy Scouts of America. And again, I mentioned Kickball, this is a second ago. Whenever they called us, the last council that challenged us was Councilman Green, and we participated on that. I know that there were some other events in the Capitol Heights community and so forth. ILEAD is a great program with the DA, and we provide officers there when they visit our schools. And I think we have 4 schools that we are part of, and the great program is a middle school game and prevention program, and that I think we have at least 3 schools that we identified, and we are part of that. Next. Again, Common Grounds is a stapler in our community. Hope Inspired Ministry and Transformation Montgomery, those organizations, again, when they call, we there, because I think it's important when we talk about having true relationships and partnerships, we have to be there. We have one of our lieutenants, Sava Coleman, have a program with Common Grounds, and again, we make it a point to be a part of that. Hope Inspired Ministry, we believe in what Mike Coleman was doing, and I think it's important to give individuals like Second Chance that opportunity to succeed through GED training and soft skill training.
Who's that on the right in that picture?
It looks like myself.
What were you doing?
I was praying. You know, I'm talking about Hope Inspired. I was really hoping that I get down from this rope. But that was a challenge over the edge with the donations, and went to Hope Inspired Ministry. And the thing that I share with people about slow repelling off of a 8-story building is I didn't want to do it. But when you talk about, you know, having, you know, that fortitude just to succeed something, and so you got to try. And so that's what I did, try. So I love talking about, you know, you hit that wall, you don't want to do something, but there's always success on the other end, so that's what I did. I think that was it, right? Okay. Again, when we talk about building a relationship, just recently, the Messenger of Cross Motorcycle Club did a fundraiser for Officer Carlos Taylor. And we reached out to that, I forgot his name, I think it's Jeff something, and he's the president of the club. And so he's committed to do more of those charitable things for us. So I challenged him, like I challenged the Buffalo Soldier Motorcycle Club, to adopt a community. So right now we are in conversation with the Motorcycle Buffalo Soldiers Club and some other clubs to challenge them to be a part of what we're trying to do in certain communities. I'm not going to mention it right now, but we are in conversation, and we have some events coming up. And so we're going to see if they're going to walk the walk, and I really do believe that they will walk the walk, because when we talk about individuals with a mission, with the drive, and those retired military officers or enlisted personnel with Buffalo Soldier Motorcycle Club, I think they're going to be some great mentors for several of our challenged communities. And within the next couple of weeks, we have a couple events that we will participate in. This Saturday will be the Domestic Violence Anti-Bullying Rally, hosted by the Westgate Neighborhood Association. I'm very proud of them, because this association really started coming together this year as an organization, and really have some outstanding speakers. We'll be a part of that. But again, the group is the youth and young adults, as well as with the next one, Stop the Violence Rally. We're going to get towards that population. And the last one, we already had that conversation about 2 weeks ago. And again, it was a young population that we dealt with community concerns and coping in today's society. Thank you.
I guess that you can get a feeling of, thank you, appreciate that. Thanks, Chief. A lot of activities are going on, a lot of reaching into our community, and I just appreciate both Parks and Rec and also MPD doing that. We've said we'll do our part, we'll do more than our part. We also have to have the community. We have another championship team with us tonight, and I'd like to take the opportunity to recognize them. I'll read to you what Michael has written, because this tells a great story, and we can do it very hurriedly. There's an adage that states, "Our setbacks are the platforms for our comebacks." Last year, the Lady Eagles, Montgomery Academy Lady Eagles soccer team, has proven that to be true. In 2016, the team was vying for its 5th consecutive state title when it failed to advance to the championship game. For 12 months, the squad focused once again on bringing home the Big Blue Championship trophy, 1/8 to 3/8 girls soccer. This season started out rough. Goals were hard to come by, but a stellar defense salvaged 4 ties. After the squad returned from spring break, so did the team's offensive productivity with an impressive 10 victories in the second half of the season. MA completed the regular season with 11 wins, 3 losses, and 5 ties. 2 of the losses were to teams from bigger schools that won the 7A and 6A titles, and one of the ties was the 7A runner-up. In the postseason, Montgomery triumphed easily, allowing only 3 goals. In the semifinal and state championship game, the Lady Eagles scored 8 goals and shut out their opponents. MA outshot Westbrook Christian 17-2 en route to winning the title. For the season, MA scored on their opponents 110 times, yet only gave up 16 goals. 15 of the team's 18 active players scored goals and tallied at least 1 assist. The team finished with an overall record of 15-3 and 5 ties. Won the school's 6th state title in soccer and the 5th title in the last 6 seasons. The team's coach is Stuart Bonner. Stuart, if you would come forward and accept this. Why don't you talk about how you accomplished this, and we'll get some pictures made with the kids.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mayor, and thank you, members of the City Council. Thank you, everyone. Basically, I'll keep it very short. This state championship was accomplished just from the girls over here sitting right down in those chairs. Their hard work every day, persistence through adversity. They're harboring a sense of being a family together, and I'm very honored to be their coach, and I know that the other coaches would agree with that as well. Thank you.
We want to invite the friends and families of the MA Eagles to come up front for all of the photo ops. We want to recognize right now assistant coach Rachel DeRose. Assistant coach Erin Katz. She was the first in a long line of MA soccer superstars named Katz. She played collegiately and was also recognized for receiving Ivy League Player of the Week honors at Brown. Team trainer Caitlin Pinnell. Caitlin is not here. Let's go with our 7th graders, Mary Weldon Armstrong. Isabel Drumright. Virginia Meacham. Eighth grader, Alex Budney. Ninth grader, Susanna Blunt. Brooke Horn. Sophomore Margaret Head. Mead Robertson. Sophomore Tara Katz, and she's the latest in the long line of MA soccer superstars named Katz. She was also selected as the MVP of the 1A, 3A playoffs tournament. Junior Malin Davis. Kate Harris. Reese Kelso. Kayla Williams. Austin Barnes, and she scored what turned out to be the winning goal in the state championship game. "17 shots to their 2 shots. The MA seniors, these 4 young ladies have played with the team since they were in the 7th grade. This is their 6th season. Here are their career stats for just grades 9 through 12. Combined, Mayor, they've played in 280 games, scored 79 goals, and tallied 48 assists. Maggie Chambers is our first senior. War Eagle. Shelton James. Roll Tide. Now our MA team captains. Dora Eskridge is the goaltender since her freshman year. She's blocked 382 shots on goal. Those are called saves. She had 3 seasons with at least 100 saves and racked up 48 shutouts. Opposing teams are glad to see her go. Now we're going to stop the soccer certificates just for a little bit of housekeeping and some history. At the last council meeting, we recognized MA's state champion tennis team, but this young lady wasn't able to be here, so we're going to recognize her tonight, and that is senior Elizabeth Robertson, the #1 player from the tennis team. We do. Go Cavaliers. And now back to soccer. Elizabeth couldn't be here last time because she was playing for the soccer team. And our last soccer certificate goes to Elizabeth Robertson, team captain, and to my knowledge, the first double champion that we've recognized at these city council events in the same academic season. Elizabeth, how many championship teams have you been a part of? 7 soccer tennis championships, excellent.
We have one more group that we need to recognize tonight. I'd like to read all of this, but let me succinctly say that Tracy Larkin, for a number of years, has been working in the public school system, and for while I was in this particular group, as a matter of fact. And if you'll remember, last year, the district resource officer, a group that really comes together to work on absenteeism at school. We all know that if you're not in school, you're not learning. If you're not learning and you're truant, that's going to lead to life that's not as productive as if you were in school each and every day. It starts out, you're missing 1 or 2 or 3 days, and then it gets to a larger number. And when we look for people that are doing bad things, we find them that are not, in fact, going to school. This professional staff makes sure the children between the ages of 6 and 17 are in school every day, and as I said, they're DROs. We have a number of them here tonight. Tracy, is that correct? And I'd like to recognize them. And the reason they're here is because I think it was last year that they came as a group and asked for some resources from the city council that they could use to reward, to challenge good behavior, to encourage students to be 100% in attendance. And they have had some success, and they're here tonight to talk a bit about that success. And I'd like to introduce those that are here in the room tonight. I think Randy Mitchell, John Mitchell's son, is going to make the presentation, but let me recognize those that are here. Miss Davida Hines, is she here? Where is she? Good, let's give her a big round of applause. She works at the Carver Zone. We have Nicole Dalloway. Nicole, where are you? Coming, good. She works at Lanier. Oronde Mitchell, he's John Mitchell's, how's your dad doing? Is he good? Give him my regards, please. John used to be the administrator at the county, plus he was also the postmaster for the Montgomery area. Orlando works the Jeff Davis zone. Angela Hicks, the Lee zone, Angela. And Terrence Thomas, who works the Park Crossing zone. And it works out of the student support. As I indicated, they came and got some resources, and they've got some examples of kids that stayed in school, I hope, and we're going to talk about the success of the program. So, Rhonda?
Well, good evening. As you know, we started this program last year when I took my own resources because I wanted to do something for these kids and also parents to motivate them, because my feeling was to keep our kids safe, I had to keep them in the building. And I hate that Chief Finley left because, like I said, as district resource officer, we do go out to the communities. So since Chief Finley has been here, he has allowed officers to go out with, like I said, I have 3 ladies that work with us. So we do go to home. So I really like to thank Chief Finley. I hate that he left.
He had another commitment at 6 o'clock tonight. That's why we needed to get this earlier.
Yes, sir, because we are officers, but we carry no guns, we have no warrants, so we do appreciate him allowing us to do that. So this year, we came to the city council, and I was able to get some money for these students. And last year, I had 19 students, but this year, we was able to double that. Our attendance went down for us being absent. Our suspensions went down on those 5 schools that participated, and also the grade averages went up. So I would like to thank the city councils for helping us on this project.
Great. Got anybody want to say something? You got a check?
This is actually
That was the last year's check.
right. This is the actual check and the donation. Want to show it to everybody?
$4,000. Get a picture. Yeah.
You want to take a picture for you? Come on. And you want to go jump in it? I'll grab it. You got it.
Got to do that count.
You're right. Military left.
All right. 1, 2, 3. That one was the first one.
I apologize for the length of this, but we had important issues and important matters that I wanted the city council to be aware of.
Very good. Okay. Any special committee reports? We'll move right into the business. First item.
Mr. President, item 1, application for a lounge retail liquor class 1 license doing business as the bar at 2391 Congressman Dickinson Drive.
Representative of the bar here, please. We've already had the public hearing, so Mr. Lyons, go ahead and make your motion. You make a motion?
Get your microphone.
Get your microphone.
Move to suspend the rules.
And now we just need a motion to accept. It's already.
Motion to accept.
Have a motion to approve. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Good luck with your business.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
City Council, Mayor.
Item 2, resolution authorizing substantial amendments to the HUD Home Investment Partnership Program.
Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir. This is a substantial amendment to our City of Montgomery HUD action plan for fiscal years 2014 and 2016, basically moving $9,572.76 into from Community Action Partnership of North Alabama for operations associated with supplying affordable housing to Alethea House for the same activity in the same area.
Need a motion to suspend the rules.
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution
Thank you.
is adopted.
Ms. Smith?
Item 3, application for restaurant retail liquor license doing business Little Donkey Taqueria at 7720 East Chase Parkway.
Representative for Little Donkey Taqueria? Yes, sir. Your name for the record, please.
David Gadil.
Okay.
Chris Thompson.
Chris. Quite a name you got there. This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, okay, the public hearing's been held. It's proper for the council. Need a motion?
Motion to suspend the rule.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move for approval.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with your business. When do you open up?
It's mid-July.
Okay, very good. Good luck with the business.
Thank you very much.
Item 4, application for retail beer and retail table wine off premises only, doing business as Stop and Go at 4207 Norman Bridge Road.
Representative, Stop and Go. Your name for the record, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your name?
Ambaram Patel.
Yes, sir. This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, that public hearing's been held. It's proper for the council. Need a motion?
Move to suspend the rules.
Have a motion to suspend the rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with your business, sir.
Thank you.
Item 5, resolution denying and or revoking right to operate a business for failure to purchase business license. John Campbell and Stephen Chambers doing business as It'll Do Tavern, 557 Northeastern Boulevard.
Mickey?
Mr. President, he has no business license. He was going to be here. He wanted to ask the council to continue this.
Okay. Yes, sir, Mr. Chambers.
Thank you. I'm Steve Chambers on behalf of It'll Do Tavern. By day, I work for RGM Supply Company, one of the developers of the Crest Building. By night, I'm a small business owner. There's no doubt we owe the back taxes. I'm here tonight to put mercy on, beg for mercy for our business. I had a partner, I had financing arranged. He refused to sign the note. Therefore, I couldn't get financing. I have a settlement check that I'm expecting within 30 days, roughly $85,000, which will more than cover the $8,500 that we owe in back taxes. I'm also in final discussions with 1 to possibly 2 other people about joining in as a partnership in this business. I've got a cashier's check for $1,000 that I'm prepared to put towards that $8,500 tonight.
Okay. Council, any questions?
Yeah, when do you think you can pay the whole 8,500?
Within 30 days.
Council?
How long,
Mick, well, I was just going to, Mickey, have you talked to, who? Mickey, have you talked to him about this?
Yes, I have.
Are y'all
And I
acceptable?
told him we couldn't pass a conditional ordinance, but I would have no objection to
30 days.
not doing it tonight to give him a chance to pay.
How long
You get something big, Marjam, you're part of Marjam, that means a lot to us, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mayor.
I'm sorry. I appreciate all of Marjam's, but he's been operating now almost a half a year without a business license, hadn't paid any taxes. He's asking for a 30-day extension. I think that's entirely, we just cannot knowingly let people operate in the city of Montgomery without a business license, without paying the taxes. It's a terrible, terrible example. We normally would look to half and then work out a payment schedule. I would ask you to approve the closure, but with the understanding that we will try to work with him tonight or tomorrow and get as much as we can, and if we're satisfied, we'll continue that as long as he makes his payments. But otherwise, I think we have an obligation to have him cease his business.
That's our normal settlement, is what the mayor's saying. So can you deal with that?
I won't know until tomorrow.
Okay.
May I ask a question? Mayor, you said until we have, I think you used the term satisfaction, or we're satisfied. What are you, before we vote on something, can we be a little bit more specific as to what we expect him to pay?
Well, how about all of it? You know, he's
well, then
incurred
we don't.
The truth of the matter is, Councilman, he's stealing from the city of Montgomery.
Well, then,
because he's collected taxes from the individuals and is not giving them to us.
I understand that, but if we are going to say all of it, then we don't have to vote on anything just to close it. And so with nothing, because I thought you were asking the city council to give some consideration to him making out if he could go tomorrow. But if you say, what about all of it? I want to know what I'm voting on before I vote on something.
We're asking you to vote to close him down. We will honor his request to try to work something out.
Well, that's what I'm asking. What do you mean, work something out?
About half of what he owes in
When?
his business license. We generally wait a week. Friday is what we generally do.
So basically, we vote today to revoke the license, and then he has a week to work it out.
Well, if you would have my understanding that normally what would happen is y'all vote to close him, and then we'll work with him and give him date certain to come with whatever we agree upon. And if he does that, we'll continue as long as he makes the payment. But if he does not, then we have the ability to close him down.
Since we voted on it. Okay.
Yes.
I want one final question. Let me get some clarification. I know that we've come in, we've had ordinances closed, and then someone comes in and they work something out. So what's different about this one?
I would veto this by the 10 days. I'd veto it rather than signing it. And I have 10 days to do that.
That's what we normally do.
Correct? 10 days.
And then we can come back and if we override your veto, if we decide to. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. Yeah. We come back and vote on it. We can override his veto. He got a right to veto it. Yes.
He won't veto unless he got money.
Okay. I'm just trying to, I'm not trying to question me. I just want to know. Yeah.
Mr. Lyons?
How long did you know that these taxes weren't being paid? For the past 6 months, and you've been operating?
I found out approximately 4 months ago, and I started making arrangements 3 months ago for a loan.
Did you make any attempt to pay the taxes in the past 4 months out of current sales?
We haven't had the current sales to do so.
Is the establishment been closed for the past 4 months, or you've been operating?
We've been operating.
But you've had money to pay the power bill and buy liquor and food for the patrons and all that?
Yes, we have.
Okay. And
well, he said he was having complications with his business partner. And
for not signing a promissory note.
If he's showing good faith now with partial payment, I really see no reason why we can't just work with him. As of now, regardless of what he have, I mean, everybody get down. And there's a lot that people could do to assist. I'll say, well, if we're gonna do anything, we'll at least give the man 10 days to come up with half of the payment, and then we'll work out something
He
then.
would have that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
He'll
thinking.
have
I'm
that.
thinking.
We
He'll
passed
have
away,
that.
we passed this, then it goes to the mayor, then he has to work out a deal with the mayor.
Yeah, that's what my understanding is. If we pass it today.
It's hard to look in the face of every other business out there and say, okay, it's fine, you don't pay your taxes, just come to the city council and they're gonna be lenient and they're gonna let you stay
Exactly
open.
right.
That's just not how you run a city.
You gotta pay him.
Yeah.
Gotta pay him.
Yeah, so.
And we will.
Okay.
Okay.
So
All right, we're gonna pass, let's pass this. Pass as it's issued to us tonight, and then it works out in the system, he'll work out with the mayor, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. All right, I need a motion to suspend the rules.
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
7.
All opposed?
1.
Okay.
Resolution
Motion
is
carries.
adopted. Yes, sir.
Next item?
Item 6, resolution denying and revoking right to operate a business for failure to purchase business license, doing business as Your Time to Shine Cuts at 2126 Lower Wetumpka Road.
They have no license.
Okay. Need a motion to suspend the rules.
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
He can ask for mercy.
Item 7, resolution denying and or revoking right to operate a business for failure to purchase business license, doing business as Tresses by Bria at 112 Mendel Parkway.
Still no license.
No license. Any motion, suspend the rules.
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 8, resolution denying and revoking right to operate a business for failure to purchase business license, doing business as Sushi Nang Nam, 2070 Eastern Boulevard.
Mickey, have these people called you that they're changing ownership or something?
They had called the revenue department and said that the people who own the building, I think, were going to buy the business and hire the people running the business to run it some more.
So we need to be in a situation where they gotta make something quick.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I would ask you certainly
This
to
is,
do
I guess this is yours. Number 8. Go ahead, let's suspend the rules. Need a motion to suspend the rules.
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 9, resolution reappointing Tyson Howard to the Board of Trustees Retirement Fund.
Need a motion to suspend the rules on the rest of the agenda.
Move to suspend the rules on the rest of the agenda.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 10, resolution reappointing Lloyd Faulkner to the Board of Trustees Retirement Fund.
Mr. Lee? Mr.
Move
Lee?
to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 11, resolution assessing the cost of abatement of unsafe structures on various lots.
Need a motion?
Move to
Move
adopt.
to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 12, resolution declaring public nuisances, authorizing and assessing costs of abatement of public nuisances on various lots.
Need a motion to adopt.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Okay, Madam Clerk, got anything else on your desk?
Yes, sir. I have contingency funds for the council's approval. District 7, $600 to Boy Scouts of America. And for Council District 3, I didn't have time to make you copies of this, $600 to the Boy Scouts of America, $500 to Neighbors in Christ, $300 to Samaritan Counseling Center, and $300 to Riley Relief Foundation.
Anything else?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Mr. Lee?
3,000 to Bridge Builders, Dragon Boat Races, 500 Coalition of
Wait. Okay, now, 500 to,
Coalition of Substance Council on Substance Abuse, 2,000 to Lifetime Resolutions, and 150 to Faith Boxing.
I think it's Faith Outreach, Inc.
Okay.
Mr. Pruitt?
Mr. President, $500 to Council on Substance Abuse
Okay.
and $500 to Bridge Builders.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Mr. Lyons?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Work down the line.
Yeah, District 5, 500, Faith Boxing, and 250 to Youth in Action.
Okay.
Mr. Lyons?
Did we ever do that contingency for the Wares Ferry Road Elementary pre-K class? We talked about that this week. I want to do $200 to the Wares Ferry Road Elementary care of Miss Brookins pre-K class.
And care of who now?
Wares Ferry care of Miss Brookins pre-K class.
Ms. Brookins,
Brookins, Brookins.
pre-K. Okay.
200.
I got one more. Yeah, 250 to T.S. Morris Youth Innovation Organization.
Okay.
I have
Anybody
a
else?
question of Mr. Pruitt. You said 500 for Bridge Builders. Is that for Bridge Builders organization or as part of the Dragon Boat?
Dragon Boat, I'm sorry, Mayor.
All right, well, we
It's
need
part
to,
of that.
Yeah, we need to designate that as a grant towards
For
the
Dragon
sponsored
Boat.
teams, whether it be
Both
a
of
youth
those.
team or whether it be a military team.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
to Dragon Boat.
And however they want to see fit to do that.
Well, if
Yes.
it goes straight to Bridge Builders, that's a separate organization.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes.
That's their 501c3.
That's who we got to give it
You
to.
give it to them, though?
Well, when you give it, though, designate it as for
Yes, yes, sir.
Dragon Boat.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, I need a motion to adopt.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Okay. Okay, in our public communication roster for non-agenda items,